Okay, so our drywall is finished and we're ready to prime. What do we want to do before we prime this house? I want to talk about the crucial step between finishing your drywall and putting in the primer. Let me show you some things that I look out for. Number one is I want to make sure that the house has been properly cleaned. Okay, when you finish the sanding stage of drywall, that dust gets everywhere. The other thing that's going to happen is you can see kind of like this bit of splotchiness, but we've actually had the floor scraped and then vacuumed. I want to get as much dust off as possible. So even on the walls here, I want to make sure that I don't have a ton of dust all over these walls, because when I go to paint, you're going to see that come through and it's going to make your paint actually look a bit rough. It just won't have as nice of a texture as it could as if you clean the walls properly. Another thing, especially this is mostly for new construction guys, is there is often plastic. I don't know if you can kind of see that plastic down there. There's sort of like the blue tape, and you can kind of see that's from when they did the insulation. That plastic is sticking out. What happens is that plastic can actually attract dust or capture dust. So I want to make sure that when we have our cleanup guys come through, they cut all that plastic out, because I don't want, when they're spraying the primer on, the air pressure of the paint coming out of the sprayer will basically push up any dust that's in the area. And what's going to happen is that's just going to float around and it's going to stick to your wall. And once again, you're going to end up with a crappier finish. Another thing you want to look at is your windowsills. You want to make sure there's no piles of dust here. Vacuum it up, try to make it clean. It's really important. And I talk about this all the time about setting up your trays to succeed. It's not the painter's job to come in and clean up after the drywaller. And your drywaller, he doesn't have to keep it perfectly clean unless that's the contract you have with him. We actually have a third party cleaner that comes in with all the proper tools, the proper scrapers, the proper vacuums. They blow all the walls, they wipe the walls down. They do all of that to give my painter the best possible chance to succeed and give the best possible finish. Okay. I just walked through right now with our painter, made sure he's very happy with the cleanup. So now I know that I've done my due diligence to make sure I've set this up to be as good of a paint job as possible. And he'll bring forward any issues that he finds while he goes through. But yeah, guys, don't skip this step. Don't just trust when your drywallers leave that whatever they left the state in, that's good for the painters to come in. Take some pride in your work, get some extra cleaners in there or do it yourself and get the place scraped, get it vacuumed, get everything wiped down, blow down the walls, all of that to really make a nice finish at the end.